The U.S. Navy, with its centuries of tradition and global reach, has once again marked a turning point in its leadership. Admiral Darrell L. Caudle, a seasoned submariner and combat-tested commander, has officially assumed the post of Chief of Naval Operations, CNO. In doing so, he inherits not just the ceremonial trappings of the office, but the immense burden of guiding the Navy through one of the most complex and uncertain periods in its modern history. The position of CNO is no mere administrative role. It is the pinnacle of naval leadership, placing its holder at the very heart of America's maritime strategy. The CNO must simultaneously manage the Navy's global deployments, oversee the modernization of its fleets, ensure readiness against potential adversaries, and serve as the voice of the Navy within the Pentagon and before Congress. Caudle steps into this position at a time when the demands on U.S. sea power are both urgent and far-reaching. Admiral Caudle's career began in the silent service, the submarine force. Submariners are often described as a breed apart within the Navy, disciplined, analytical, and accustomed to operating unseen, yet always ready to deliver decisive blows if deterrence fails. Over the decades, Caudle built a reputation for meticulous leadership and calm decision-making under pressure. His tours of duty took him from the cramped control rooms of nuclear-attack submarines to the highest levels of fleet command. By the time he was tapped to serve as commander of U.S. Fleet Forces Command, Caudle had already proven himself adept at both the operational and strategic dimensions of command. Fleet Forces, responsible for training, equipping, and deploying forces on the Atlantic seaboard, is often described as the Navy's engine room. In that role, Caudle emphasized readiness, modernization, and resilience in the face of mounting global challenges. Caudle assumes the CNO post at a time when U.S. maritime dominance can no longer be taken for granted. China's People's Liberation Army Navy plan is expanding at a rate not seen since the Cold War, fielding advanced warships, submarines, and missile systems designed specifically to challenge U.S. freedom of maneuver in the Indo-Pacific. Meanwhile, Russia's naval presence, though diminished compared to Soviet days, still poses risks in the Arctic, the Black Sea, and even into the Atlantic. Beyond great power competition, the Navy faces persistent challenges from Iran's harassment in the Strait of Hormuz, North Korea's missile tests, and non-state actors who exploit the maritime domain for smuggling, piracy, and terrorism. To meet these threats, the Navy must be flexible, technologically advanced, and globally engaged, qualities that will test Caudle's leadership and vision. One of Caudle's foremost challenges will be the Navy's shipbuilding program. The service has long aspired to grow to a 355-ship fleet, but cost overruns, shipyard delays, and budgetary fights have slowed progress. Balancing the procurement of high-end warships, like the Columbia-class ballistic missile submarine and the next-generation destroyer, with the need for affordable platforms to maintain presence around the world, will require hard choices. Personnel is another pressing issue. Recruiting and retaining sailors in an era of tight labor markets and shifting generational expectations is no easy task. Caudle has already spoken about the need to invest in quality of life for sailors, ensuring that the human side of the Navy keeps pace with technological innovation. Then there is the question of innovation itself. The Navy is exploring unmanned systems, artificial intelligence, and advanced missile defenses as part of its future fleet. Caudle will be responsible for turning these promising concepts into operational realities while ensuring they integrate seamlessly with existing forces. Beyond policy and procurement, leadership style matters greatly in a position as visible as CNO. Caudle is known for his approachable manner, plain-spoken communication, and deep respect for the sailors who serve under him. Those traits will serve him well as he seeks to inspire confidence across the ranks while also engaging with policymakers in Washington. In his first address as CNO, Caudle emphasized continuity with his predecessors, while also pledging to adapt to the shifting tides of global security. He spoke of readiness as the Navy's North Star, underscoring the idea that the ultimate measure of success is not the number of ships or the sophistication of technology, but whether the fleet can fight and win if called upon. The symbolism of a new CNO taking office cannot be overstated. It is a moment of renewal, an opportunity to reassess priorities, and a reminder that the Navy is more than steel hulls and advanced weapons. It is a living institution, shaped by its leaders and sailors alike. For Admiral Caudle, the task ahead is formidable. To ensure the Navy remains the guarantor of American sea power, in an era where that dominance is contested. The seas are growing more turbulent, both literally and geopolitically. Under Caudle's watch, the Navy will need to navigate these waters with clarity of purpose and strength of resolve. His tenure as CNO will be judged not only by how many ships are built or how many exercises are conducted, but by whether the Navy retains its edge as the indispensable force for stability, deterrence, and freedom on the world's oceans. Admiral Darrell Caudle now carries the weight of that responsibility. The helm is his, and the course ahead will test every measure of his leadership.